I'm actually very impressed with the many photos, especially the old photos that were actually printed in the book. How did you manage to get hold of them? And I'm also very surprised at the good condition that the photos are in.
I think generally speaking, Shirley, the old black and white photos, they retain their composition pretty well. And I believe those that were printed in the 60s and before were all in black and white, and they were kept in photo albums by several members in the family. And of course we had to approach many family members through passing the word around to various relatives to say that, look, we are writing this book, we need photographs, can you help us to source for them? So majority of the relatives were pretty helpful, and they said that they will get back to either Poki Ko, or Mr. Ong Poki, Angela, Ang, or myself. As for the color photos, unfortunately the colors faded as the years went by. In the 70s, in the 80s, and even in the early 90s, we had quite a number of color photos taken. But over the years, it seems that the color had faded. When we moved on to over the last 10 years, digital photography came in, and we were able to capture all the color photos and save them into the computer. So those had, of course, retained the color composition pretty well.
And another question that I have is that you're mentioning something about going back to Fujian in China. Do we still have any sort of connections with relatives in Fujian? I mean, do we still know people there?
It would be very difficult for us to trace, as I said. I think that the biggest problem is that very few of us in the third and even the fourth generation, we are not conversant in the Chinese language. So even if you can speak Mandarin, when you go back, or you can speak Hokkien or Fujian, you go back there to your village, the village headman may give you information, but they are all written. So it will be difficult, as most of us are not able to read in the Chinese language. So I believe the information is there if we take the initiative to travel to Fujian and to look for the information. But how to bring it back to Penang, and also the handicap that we have in not being able to read the writing. We tried to get some information from Lim Kong Si in Penang, but the information was rather limited. As for the Ku family, Poki Ko visited the Ku Kong Si in Penang, and he managed to trace the ancestors of the matriarch, who is Madame Ku So Seng. But that is as far as we went. I think we only found out that we were from a certain district in the province of Fujian, but we did not venture any further.